KVGC News Time is now 7 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock. Time for a look at the news for a Tuesday, the 12th day of June for 2018. Well, the numbers have been updated, but the lead has not changed for all of the races in Amador County. Kim Grady, County Clerk, Recorder, and Registrar of Voters, says that the majority of all ballots have now been counted. There are still about 300 ballots that must be duplicated and run, and about 100 provisional ballots that need to be run. The numbers: 7,594 votes for Judge Renee Day. Challenger Robert Schell, 3,747, or 66 to 32%. In the race for the County Superintendent of Schools, Challenger Robert Steve Russell holds the lead with 5,518 votes, or 51%. Amy Slavinsky with 5,246, or 48% of the vote. In the District 3 race, Challenger Jeff Brown holds on to just over 200 vote lead with 1,282, or 55%, to Lynn Morgan's 1,035, or 44%. In the District 3 supervisor race, incumbent Brian Oneto holds a 59 to 40% lead over challenger Andrea Macon, 1,602 to 1,081 votes. And in the race for Lockwood Fire Protection District Director, Cookie Stevens continues to lead Jolynn Middlestad by 409 to 267 votes. Again, there are still about 400 votes to be counted. Kim Grady tells us that she will have results for us hopefully by later today. Grady is expected to speak before the Amador County Board of Supervisors later this morning. Of course, you can watch today's Board of Supervisors meeting live on KVGC's Facebook page.
A two-car collision resulted in a double fatality around 9:45 Friday night. Anna Barella and her passenger, Becky Norris, both of Sacramento, traveling eastbound, while Kenny Gowman was traveling in the opposing lane, westbound on Highway 16, just east of Greelitz Road. Both cars were traveling at an unknown speed when Bareilles' vehicle crossed the double yellow line directly in the path of Gilliman. Both Barella and her passenger sustained fatal injuries, pronounced dead at the scene. Gilliman was transported by air to Mercy San Juan with major injury.
And convicted murderer Jack Sackrider was again denied parole last week. In 2001, Sackrider was convicted of second-degree murder for the 1999 killing of Tina Ray Foligno in Amador County. On July 28th of 1999, she told friends she was going to Sackrider's Fiddletown residence to end their relationship and collect her things. She told her friends that if she didn't return, to come look for her. Her body was found days later in a mine shaft. At last week's parole hearing, Sackrider was found to still be a risk to public safety if released. The decision was based on his lack of insight into his violent nature, specifically towards women, and the lack of responsibility for the murder and his unrealistic plans for transition if released. This was Sackrider's second denial for release. He's now not eligible again for parole for another 5 years.
And 5 customers remain without power this morning following a vehicle versus power pole accident on 88 at Carson Drive earlier in the evening last night, which originally left close to 3,000 customers in the dark. Now, according to Highway Patrol, the driver allowed the vehicle to leave the roadway, colliding with the utility pole. The accident resulted in power lines down across the highway, closing the highway until PG&E were able to respond and repair the situation. Now, the first reports from the scene indicated the driver and passengers may have been trapped inside the vehicle, requiring extrication. It also appears there were only minor injury. Now, a complete report on the accident expected later today.
And the Calaveras County Board of Supervisors has chosen an interim director for the Public Works Department. During their board meeting today, the board will formally adopt a contract with interim replacement Matthew Boyer. Boyer is currently the president of his own firm, Matthew Boyer and Associates, out of Sacramento. He's also previously served as the Director of Transportation for El Dorado County. It's expected to take 3 to 5 months to hire a permanent replacement. Also today at 1:30, the board will kick off what's expected to be week-long budget hearings ahead of the adoption of a new fiscal year 2018-19 spending plan. Additional budget hearings are tentatively planned for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, starting at 9 o'clock each day.
And Grace Patriot Wines' fashionably late 2017 blend of Pinot Gris and Muscat was awarded Best of Show in the annual Amador County Fair Wine Competition. Now, Wrenwood Winery was named Sierra Foothills Winery of the Year. A record number of wines entered this year. By the end of the day of judging, 461 medals awarded in a single blind Danish system of judging. There were 30 double golds, 67 golds, 209 silvers, and 155 bronzes, and that was 209 silvers. More than 500 wines entered in the competition. Other top awards included Best Amador Zinfandel to Amador Cellars, Zinfandel 2015, and Best Amador Italian Wine to Story Wineries Primitivo 2016. According to competition director Jamie Weibenmeyer, a record number of wines submitted from all over the region. Adding, judges were impressed with the depth and quality of the Sierra Foothill wines that were entered in this year's competition. Now again this year, more than 40 of the top winemakers of the 2018 competition are pouring at the annual Amador County Fair wine tasting event, which will be held Friday, July 26th from 7 to 9. Tickets are $35, including a commemorative goblet, as well as appetizers. Only 350 tickets are sold. Early purchase is recommended. To purchase your tickets, visit the fair online at AmadorCountyFair.com.
And PG&E and Vulcan Construction will be closing Peak Street to all traffic Wednesday and Thursday of this week. All vehicles and pedestrians traveling in the area are required to select an alternate route. Residents entering and exiting the Peak Hill area must also follow the detours. Detours will be in place on Schober and Peak Street. Again, that's tomorrow and Wednesday. That, my friends, is a look at local news on a Gold Country Tuesday morning. From the KVGC News Center,
I'm JD.
And I'm Jim Geedy reporting. For the latest news, traffic, and weather 24 hours a day, be sure to visit our website, kvgcradio.com. Now, remember, you can watch today's Amador County Board of Supervisors meeting. We go on the air at about 9 o'clock live from the board chambers on KVGC's Facebook page.